Shalom, this is your Ark. Yah is magnified, and I'm back with another informative video. I titled this video, Case Closed versus Case Dismissed. But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, guys, let's get to it. Okay, so this video will be a quick spin-off from my last video, okay? I'm trying not to hold you guys long. I just want to simply prove the difference between a closed case and a dismissed case, okay? So, if you haven't watched my last video, please pause this video, because this video is in fact a spin-off from my last video. So simply pause this video, click on the link in the description box to see my last video, okay? My last video was in fact titled Order Granting Motion for Withdrawal, okay? And in that video, everyone who watched that video, you all know that I went over multiple things. The first thing I went over was showing you all some of the steps that we have taken in my case to get this case in fact terminated, okay? I showed proof of termination and everything else prior. Also, we went over the order that was granted, which was filed by the Attorney General acting on behalf of the Department of Revenue to be withdrawn as counsel, okay? And then after that, I also showed proof that you can reopen a closed case and then you can reclose that reopened case, okay? I'm showing y'all things that no one else have ever showed you guys on YouTube, okay? I've been applying pressure since I've been on YouTube, okay? Not to continue to beat it in, but no one on YouTube has shown more evidence than me. When I say no one, I mean no one dealing with child support, okay? No one has shown more evidence of having cases terminated, dismissed, and everything else besides me. And it's just that simple, guys. You got other channels out here that act like they do, but in the end, they can't even show proof that they offer their own cases. Or should I say they own two cases? Because a few of them got two cases, but they claim that they can help you get offer support. And it's crazy, guys. So I'm just making this video because one of these channels who have, in fact, two child support cases continue to post the case that states that the case is closed. Okay? But their claim to fame is not that the case was closed because the case was dismissed. No, they just saying that the case was closed because they don't have to pay child support, which is far from the truth, guys. These people are hiding in their mom's basement, like I proved before, ducking services and everything else. Okay? Don't be fooled by someone showing a court document, not even a court document, but going to the court website and the case says closed. This because the case says closed, again, does not mean that he is not on child support. It simply means that there is no further litigations going on at this current moment. That's it. That's all, like I explained in my last video. But this time, we're going to go a little deep. I'm not going to go but so much. I'm not going to do but so much because it's simple. It's very simple for any and everyone to see. Okay? So, that channel who's, simply lying and coming on here just to try to get people to give him money to help him with his services and stuff like that because he needs y'all help to help him pay for his child support. You see? So, instead of him showing proof from the court that this case is dismissed, or instead of him showing proof from the agency that the agency dismissed the case and there is no further collection of child support, no. What did he show us? He went on his channel, right? And his claim to fame, guys, you'll never believe this, but his claim to fame was that he has a valid fishing license and a valid driver license. I'm looking at this guy videos like, whoop-dee-doo. So many brothers right now on child support has a valid recreation license and a valid driver's license. So just because your driver's license is valid does not mean that you are free from support. And that's why he can't show any other proof that he is. He afraid to call the agency because he knows once he call the agency, they're going to be on his heels even more. That's why he won't call the agency. He's scared to call the court because the court is only going to tell that the last thing that was filed into the court was a non-suit. That same non-suit, when they vote on the order stating that they filed a non-suit because they could not serve him because he was ducking in his mom's basement. I went over this already, guys. But I'm just further proving that these men out here will do anything to try to get your funds from you because they need it, because they can't work a regular job, because the moment they do, it's going to get what? It's going to get an income withholding order against them. They can't show evidence that they're no longer offer support. No, they can't do that. So they need to come up with a swindle to say they can help you when they know, goodness well, they didn't even help themselves. They still have 2 cases in place against them till this current day, guys. And it's just ridiculous, man. I can't believe people would do anything. People would do anything to try to deceive you all. But let's continue. Let's read and pick this up at the top where it states case. Because we all need to know what a case is in order to find out case closure. So let's pick this up at the top to go over the definition for the term case. Case, action, cause, suit, or controversy. The key word is what? Controversy. Why? Because in order for there to be an action, there must be controversy. In order for there to be a cause, there must be controversy. In order for them to have a suit, it must be controversy. Okay? Meaning what? Someone is claiming that you caused them some type of injury or harm, or that you owed them something. Okay? But let's continue on to further prove this. A general term for an action, cause, suit, or controversy at law or in equity. We know child support is in fact a suit in equity. Okay? But let's continue. A question contested before a court of justice. Right? So in order for one to have, or in order for a court to have jurisdiction, there must in fact be this thing called a controversy. But let's continue. An aggregate of facts which furnishes occasions for the exercise of the jurisdiction of a court of justice. So again, in order for the court of justice to have jurisdiction, they must have controversy before it. Okay, that's why I tell you all in all my old videos to what? Never go to court to argue the facts. Okay? In order for one to prove controversy, they must have what? Argument. Okay? Remove the controversy, remove the court's jurisdiction. It's just that simple, guys. But let's continue on. Okay, that's case law right there to support it. But let's further prove that controversy is what? It states a controversy that is litigated. That's what a court case is. A controversy that is litigated. That's it. That's all. Let's scroll up to the next paragraph before we put everything in its proper context. It states, the word case and cause means a judicial proceeding for determinations of a controversy between parties wherein rights are enforced or protected or wrongs are prevented or redressed. Again, guys, so in order for them to be a cause of action, there must be what? Controversy between the parties. So, like I stated before, your child's mom, she go down there and apply for services, right? Claiming that what? Claiming that you are not taking care of this thing called a child. Right? So the agency say, well, if he's not taking care of this thing called a child, then sign over your rights and we will collect this alleged legal duty of support. Okay, and have him pay child support for this alleged child. So they do that, file a court case against you, then they bring you to the court. 9 times out of 10, when we all go to court, first thing we do is go in there arguing. I do this for my child. I take care of my child. I do this, I do that. They ain't care less what you do for your child. Once you add on to the argument, which puts you underneath the jurisdiction by controversy, then they proceed forward and hold you in what? Obligated with the legal duty to support the child. Okay? And it's just that simple, guys. So when a case is closed, that means that what? Because in order to open a case, there must be controversy. So in order to close a case, you must do what? Remove controversy. So that means that what? There is no more controversy to be what? To be litigated, guys. So a closed case means that no controversy is to be litigated. Now, a closed case, or should I say a court case, have 2 or more parties, right? A plaintiff and a defendant, basically, okay? The judge will make a ruling in one of their favors, the plaintiff favor or the defendant favor, right? So when dealing in child support, 9 times out of 10, the child's mom is the plaintiff, okay? And the father is the defendant, okay? So if the father is the defendant and the court makes a ruling in the plaintiff's favor, right? That means that there is no more controversy to litigate, so the case is now closed. But just because the case is closed doesn't mean that the father now does not have to pay child support. No, because the father has an order in against him. So what the father has to do now is go back down there, file documentation, reopen the case, and then get the case closed and terminated in his favor like I showed y'all in my last video. Okay? That's what these other cats cannot show you. They cannot show you that they went back and opened their old case or their closed case, right? Adjudicated in their favor, now it's dismissed in their favor. They can't show you that. Only thing they have on the record is orders in against them claiming that they have to pay $25,000 in back child support. You know, that's what they have in both cases, especially that individual I'm talking about. You know, he has 2 child support cases. One case has 1 child, the other case has 2 children, should I say. Okay, so this is just more proof and more evidence that when a case is closed, it just simply means that the controversy that was brought before the court has been adjudicated, and there is no further controversy because the court already made a ruling on it, so the case is now closed. Let's further prove that with other forms of documents. Let's go. Okay, so now let's pick this up at the top so we can get better understanding of, again, what a closed case is. It states what? Top right hand corner where it states B. Very top, guys. Top line of the screen, it states what? B. Closed case means any case with a judgment of conviction. Okay? So once there's a ruling made or order made, that case is considered closed. Let's continue. Acquittal. Okay? Acquittal means that the court found you not guilty, right? So if your case was closed and you have an acquittal, you should be able to show a copy of that acquittal proving that the case was closed against you. Same thing with what it says, or dismissal. So if you have a dismissal, you will be able to show that the court case was actually dismissed against you in your favor. Okay? Let's continue on. With or without prejudice entered by the court. Okay? And it's just that simple. I just wanted to show you all that. So again, a closed case what? A closed case means any case with a judgment of conviction. No matter what it is, in your favor or not in your favor, it's going to be a closed case afterwards. So the individual that's claiming that his case is closed, he needs to show us that the case was actually in fact closed in his favor. Not that he have a valid driving license and not that he have a valid recreational license to go fishing. Come on, man. Who you think you talking to, man? Let's continue on, guys. Let's go to these 3 quick witnesses real quick because I just showed you all 2 quick documents further on to prove this. But let's go to these 3 quick witnesses on Google. A simple Google search can get your answers, man. You know, for those who can't go to the law library and stuff like that, because a lot of these cases are not really having people come in, you all can still get this simple, very simple information on Google by a simple Google search. Let's go. Okay, so now as you all can see, we're coming from the website titled avvo.com, which is in fact the lawyer directory that offer Q&As. Okay, you all know my take on lawyers, but they are knowledgeable in a lot of things. Okay, why? Because they went to school for years to learn this information. Okay, they didn't learn it the way that we learned it, or should I say the way that I learned it, because I learned it actually, you know, going through it and picking up on things that's been said and how it's been done. But when it comes down to the rules and show procedures, they must follow them, okay? So now, that's why I showed y'all in my last case, on my last video, that we had to do what? We had to reopen the closed case in order for him to get the proper ruling in his case. Now, let's pick this up at the top, okay? Because this question was asked for someone in California on December 30th, 2013, okay? And it states what? Does a case being closed and a case being dismissed mean the same thing? Okay, so for all you guys that want to know if just because the case closed doesn't mean it's dismissed, or because the case dismissed doesn't mean that the case is closed, let's read it. Okay, because a case closed and a case dismissal is not the same thing. And let's hear from 3 witnesses. You all know what I say, out of the mouth of 3 witnesses, let each matter be established. It's crazy that only 3 attorneys responded back to this question. But now let's read their response. This response was posted by Daryl on December 30th, 2013. It states this: a dismissed case is closed. However, a closed case doesn't mean it's always dismissed. So for that individual that keep telling y'all that his case is closed and he's not on child support, then show the dismissal. That's what we need to see. Call the agency. Let the agency say it. Or the agent acting on behalf of the agency. Let's hear them say it. But let's continue. A closed case means there's nothing else going on with the case. Didn't I tell you guys that? Once the case is closed, that means that what? There is no further litigation going on. Why? Because there's already an order against one of the parties involved in the case. Let's continue. A case can be closed if no charges are filed, but not technically dismissed. a case can close on a conviction, it would be helpful to know the context of how this case became closed. Okay, so just because a case is closed does not mean that it's in your favor. And it's just that simple, guys. Let's go down to the next one. Who is Michael? Let's hear what Michael got to say. No, a closed case can include a conviction. A dismissed case means no conviction. Same thing. That's why I tell you all, in order for you all to have a dismissed case, you got to prove what? That they are not what? Holding you accountable for child support anymore. It's dismissed. No conviction against you to pay child support. Let's continue to the next one. Joseph. Let's see what Joseph have to say. Closed just means that there are no more proceedings. It could include a conviction, a case that was otherwise terminated, and it could include a dismissal. But no, they aren't necessarily the same. Again, guys, so just because someone is showing that they have a fishing license or a driver license that's valid does not mean that they're no longer on child support. That's far from the truth, guys. But that's all I'm going to do for today. If you all need my help, hit me up at my email at godismagnified@gmail.com. Let's get this right wisdom, this right knowledge, and this right understanding. Watch out for them phonies out there, guys. Much love. I do this out of the kindness of my heart, guys. Hoping to catch those before they fall a victim. So with that being said again, I say shalom.